The purpose of Freemasonry was to make good men better. Well, when I look at everything that the lodge was supposed to do, when I look at everything that is kind of in their charter, what they set out to do, to me, it sounded a whole lot like discipleship, which is something that is supposed to happen within the church.
This is what gets lost in the shuffle. That there is a theology that is driving Freemasonry. One of those key components, one of those key theological positions is the universal fatherhood of God. And so Masons believe that God is the father of all. God is the father of all men, but it's not the fatherhood that Malachi is speaking of in Malachi chapter 2, verses 10, where he says, do we not all have one father? Has not one God created us? It's not that kind of fatherhood. No, they're talking about, they're talking about a pact, a relationship, a fraternity, a brotherhood that is not in the sense where God is the source bringing us in, but there's this brotherhood within our organization. This community is an important community, and God is the universal father of us all, and really it's pluralistic in nature. They that is the case because they don't want to offend other religions that are a part of their fraternal order. And so they claim the fatherhood of God, the universal fatherhood of God. God is the father of us all, so that all of these different religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, Muslims, all of them can fit into this one capsule, which is Freemasonry. So God is the father of us all. All roads essentially lead to God is what that tenet of theology within Freemasonry is really getting at when you press it to its logical conclusion.
That's really good. That's a really important distinction I don't think a lot of people think about. One thing that I've always kind of thought about, because you said it, the purpose of Masonry or Freemasonry was to make good men better. Well, when I look at everything that the lodge was supposed to do, when I look at everything that is kind of in their charter, what they set out to do, to me, it sounded a whole lot like discipleship, which is something that is supposed to happen within the church. So can you kind of dive into kind of that allegiance that is there, that the Masonries are trying to build good men and build better, but it sounds like discipleship, which is supposed to take place in the church. So from a church perspective, I think the question would or the position would be is that we don't need Freemasonry because all those things already happen within the church.
Right. I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. I would say Freemasonry, for the Christian is not needed. But I would say affiliations and allegiances to and this might be controversial, but I would say affiliations and allegiances to any organization is not needed when you're a part of the Christian church. There's all that we need to do in order to accomplish God's agenda for the world is contained within the church of the Lord Jesus Christ. So if we're talking about, doing good to others, James tells us to do good to others. Christ tells us to do good to others in the Christian ethic. If we're talking about going out and reaching others, and providing for their needs, that's what the Christian church is supposed to be doing. We don't need an organization. We don't need to be affiliated with an organization in order to accomplish those things. I will say along with that, and this is the most important, as we come, the Christian church, as we come to help others that are in need, which these organizations would claim that, this is what we do. We help others. There's a benefit. There's a benefit to us being a part of this. But I would say when the church does this, we also bring with us a life-saving message, which no other organization can do. It's already a denial of the life-saving message in Freemasonry and hopefully we'll touch on this in just a second. But there's already denying of the life-saving message of Jesus Christ in Freemasonry, as they deny, as we'll see in just a second, the person and the person of the Lord Jesus Christ. That the church is bringing not just goods to say, hey, be warm and be filled, but we're also bringing the message of Christ and saying, be saved. You see what I'm saying? So we're meeting the need, this physical need, but we're also meeting a spiritual need, and no other organism or organization or institution can do that. No social club, no fraternity, no other institution or organization can do that. Only the Christian church can do that.